Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable Podcast. It is Tuesday, May the 13th. And I just wanted to jump on here and talk a little sports with you. News yesterday, Eagles, Sixers, Phillies. It was a big day in sports. A couple big days coming up this week. I just wanted to briefly talk about them. And it's a fun time of the year, isn't it? I'll tell you what, tomorrow we get the NFL schedule, the full schedule, and 8 o'clock tomorrow. But all during the day, you're going to hear leaks, different things coming out on radio, on social media about the games. And it's already started. Yesterday, we found out that the Eagles, first game of the year, traditional Super Bowl champs, which the Eagles are, play the first game of the year, Thursday Night Football, kicks off the season. Well, Eagles, September the 4th, at the link, raising the championship banner. Guess who they're playing? The hated, evil Dallas Cowboys. That's right. I can't think of a better opener. We were thinking, well, maybe Washington, maybe the Lions who were coming in this year. But no. The Cowboys. And first of all, it's heated rivalry. Very, very rare that the Eagles kick off the season at home. They haven't had a home game to start the season for about 6-7 years. So it's pretty rare. And not only that, but to play the Cowboys, your most hated rival, right from the get-go. Well, what this does is a couple of things. Number one, forces the Cowboys to sit there and watch as the Eagles celebrate their championship. Raise the banner, guys get their rings, right? It's going to be a beautiful thing. And I think what can happen is because the Cowboys, they haven't had a championship banner in 30 years, close to 30 years now. It would be a nice gesture for Jeffrey Lurie to allow Jerry Jones, that evil owner of the Cowboys, to raise the championship banner. How about that, huh? Let's let Jerry Jones do it. But that's really bravo to the NFL. The NFL does a lot of questionable stuff, but bravo to the NFL by scheduling the Cowboys and the Eagles first game of the year, and it kind of sticks it to the Cowboys a little bit by having the Eagles celebrate the Super Bowl championship right in front of the dreaded Cowboys. So there you go. There you go. Not only that, it's a big game. I mean, it's a division game. The Cowboys be a little bit better. And he pulled off this trade for George Pickens from Pittsburgh recently. Give him another weapon there along with CeeDee Lamb. It's not going to be enough, but it does help them out. Eagles are already 7-point favorites in that game. They already set the line. 7-point favorite. So, first game of the year. Everybody's watching. Another chance for Jalen Hurts and the boys to show that show the world that Super Bowl run last year was not a fluke, and the NFL better be ready for more from the Eagles. So that came to be. And then we heard that Eagles will be playing on Black Friday this year. Day after Thanksgiving, people were out there shopping and starting the Christmas shopping. The Eagles will be playing 3 o'clock. They'll be playing against the Chicago Bears at home, Lincoln Financial Field. And so that'll be interesting. And then we learned that the Eagles will be playing in a Saturday game. And they're going to be playing the Washington Commanders this Saturday before Christmas. So that's December the 20th, Saturday game against Washington at the lake. So all these games are at the lake. So we've already got 3 games before the schedule is released. We already know 3 home games. So, and think about it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We don't know any Sunday games yet. Yeah, I'd be surprised if the Eagles get any 1 o'clock games this year. Because being Super Bowl champs, they're going to, the NFL is going to want to put them on network TV as much as possible. So I'd be really surprised if there's a 1 o'clock game, especially 1 o'clock home game. I don't know if we're going to see any this year. But anyway. So the schedule comes out tomorrow, 8 o'clock. But of course, we'll hear drips and drabs all through the day, today and tomorrow. So it's that get to be that time of the year. Yeah, we're already in the spring. But before you know it, I mean, look, the draft is done. Before you know it, the training camps will be starting up and we'll be talking about football again right after Labor Day, right? So there you go. So, fun time. So then we have the Sixers, and the Sixers were in the draft lottery. So now this could have came down a couple different ways. There was a scenario where the Sixers would have lost their pick. They were scheduled to pick number 5 for the draft. They had the 5th worst record in the NBA this year. I mean, they stunk. But there wasn't a way that the Sixers could have lost that pick because they made some goofy trade back in 2020, I believe, with Oklahoma City. And if the Sixers in this draft lottery, if they would have fallen anywhere between outside of the top 7, they would have given up their pick to Oklahoma City. Thank God they did. There was this guy on ESPN, Kevin McDowell or whatever the hell his name is. Got it wrong. He was the announcer. Has one job to do, one job. That's just to be there and actually describes what happens with the draft lottery. And he screwed it up. He said Eagles were out of the running. Their pick was going to go to Oklahoma City. Well, he was wrong. He corrected himself. But he almost gave me a heart attack, and I'm sure all the other fans out there. As it turned out, the Eagles were assured top 4 pick. When they got around to it, it ended up that the Eagles were going to pick number 3 in the draft. As number 1, that goes to Dallas Mavericks. But so when all things considered, it could be worse. They could have lost their pick, or it could have been the worst pick. So number 3 isn't bad. Now, who knows who they're going to pick? Here's the challenging part, because you have Daryl Morey, who's a moron, making the pick. Now, he better get this right. Because I think the Sixers are going to be bad for a while. They don't have many young players on this team, and they don't really have players you could build on. I mean, I just think the Sixers are going to be bad for a while, so they may draft pretty high down the road too. But we know they've got the number 3 pick this year, so don't screw it up, Sixers. This is your chance to start rebuilding the team. Okay? You got to pick wisely here. So it's probably going to be one of those 2 Rutgers kids, like, to me, it's fool's gold. You think of Rutgers, you don't really think of basketball. And the fact that they had 2 of the top players in the nation, well, that either tells you a lot about the players coming out in the draft, or I don't know. It just Rutgers just doesn't smack basketball to me. Like, whoa, this is a dynasty pick. We're gonna turn the team around, the organization. because we're picking this kid from Rutgers. Oh, really? Great. But anyway, unless Daryl Morey does something crazy and trades it away, it's I don't know. I mean, if nobody's there that they don't like, 3 pick, they should find somebody worth taking. But if not, then they would trade back a little bit, get an extra draft pick and trade back. You know, I mean, let's face it, the Sixers need so much that it wouldn't surprise me if they did that. The main thing is they gotta draft wisely, and this is taught. This is the way that you rebuild your team. And let's face it, this team needs to be rebuilt. Joel Embiid is a shell of himself anymore. Who knows if he's ever going to play effectively again? Paul George was a stupid free agent signing. Tyrese Maxey, what are they going to waste his days here? I mean, he's a good young player, but is he really somebody you could build around? And they keep saying this Duke kid, Jared, whatever his name is. He hasn't proven anything to be. I mean, to me, we saw what the Sixers role players are, or down the stretch of the season. They stink. So I don't know. This team just needs to get a lot better. I think what happens is overall the Sixers have they have a losing culture that's in that organization. And because they're bringing Daryl Morey back and the coach back and the entire front office to go with that loser owner, it tells me that I'm not surprised they didn't get the #1 pick in Cooper Flag because they just have this aura about them, this karma that they are losers, losers. I think it's karma from tanking all those years in the process. God said, okay, I'm going to show you. And he is. So, the Sixers need a lot of work. But hopefully, this pick coming up in the end of June will start the process, so to speak. Let's hope so. Cooper Flag looks like he's going to go to Dallas. How ironic is that? Dallas trades away Luka, gets all this criticism. They got Anthony Davis back, who's not a bad player, but all this criticism about Luka. Lakers don't even get out of the first round of the playoffs, and now they get the #1 draft pick. So conceivably, they could draft Cooper Flag. They could pair him up with Kyrie Irving in the backcourt, and they have Anthony Davis at center. That's not a bad team. It's not a bad team. I mean, that's a team built to win now. Plus, now with Cooper Flag, you're starting to build for the future too. So there you go. And the Phillies. Phillies lost the first game of the series to St. Louis last night. I don't know if they're going to play tonight or not. It's dreary and damp and rainy here in Pennsylvania. And it's supposed to be that way all day and all night. So they may end up playing a doubleheader tomorrow. They have a 1 o'clock scheduled game anyway. They may just decide to tack on another game either to the end of that or call it a day-night doubleheader and play at the night game at 7 o'clock. Who knows? But I told you the other day, watch out for these St. Louis Cardinals. You can't take them for granted. Now, they've won 9 games in a row. They came into Philly last night underdogs. Team wins 8 in a row and they're underdogs. Came in underdogs, and but they're close to first place. They play defensively. They're great. They save a lot of runs. They're right up there around #1 in saving runs in all of baseball. They get timely hits. They don't have much power, but St. Louis is an old school team. They are solid fundamentally. They do the hit and runs. They do the bunts. They do the steals. They feel well. They do everything you need to do to win a ball game. They're not flashy. They're not gonna hit you upside the head with home run after home run, but they just do what it takes to win. And that's the way the Cardinals always were. As far as I remember, Cardinals were always that way. Speed, defense, pitching. Always St. Louis. So let's see what happens tonight if they play. Phillies would have to win 2 in a row in order to keep their streak going at home as far as winning the series. But Cardinals have won 9 in a row, and look out for them. Don't take them for granted. Phillies have the Buccaneers, the Bucks, the Pirates coming in this weekend. And I have tickets to the Saturday game. I'm hoping Paul Skeens pitches that night. He pitched last night in New York against the Mets. And I'm hoping his next regular turn will be Saturday night. If everything lines up like it should, could it be a Zach Wheeler and Paul Skeens pitcher's duel Saturday? I'm hoping so. That would be nice to see. So let's see what happens, right? I mean, I don't know. Phillies have been hot. They've been winning series. It's great. They've been inching closer and closer to first place in National League East, although they dropped a game last night when the Mets beat Pittsburgh and Atlanta beat Washington. So they have they're creeping up from behind too. So Phillies not ready to hit the panic button. Let's hope Bryce Harper comes out of his funk. He's kind of getting there. To make up for it, how about that Kyle Schwarber, 14 home runs for the year? Playing great baseball. Kyle Schwarber, they've got to sign him. He's a free agent after this year. I can't see the Phillies conceivably letting him go. And the reason I say that is because not only is Schwarber a really good ball player on the field, he's hitting all the home runs, and he's not striking out like he used to. He seems like he's gotten used to hitting clean up, driving in more runs because he has more people in front of him on base. But aside from that, Kyle Schwarber is really the heart and soul of this team. He's a leader in the clubhouse. Bryce Harper's not a leader in the clubhouse. Neither is Nick Castellanos or JT Realmuto or some of the other guys. Kyle Schwarber is the man in the clubhouse. Just like back in the day, Darren Dutch was the man in the clubhouse. Talk about the leader. Back in the 70s and 80s, Pete Rose was the man in the Phillies clubhouse. And so I think before the end of the year, before he hits the market and somebody starts throwing him all kinds of money, I think the Phillies need to get that done and extend him a couple of years, make sure he's still around. I just can't see the Phillies without him, I mean, they're going to keep inconsistent guys like Castellanos. Realmuto's getting old now. They're going to keep guys like that around, or kids who really aren't that productive, like Alec Bogue, Brandon Marsh. They're just there, and they're going to let Kyle Schwarber go. Really? Now, I'm not happy as it is with Dave Dombrowski, the general manager. Don't let me talk to you about that, Dave Dombrowski. You're going to let Kyle Schwarber go? Come on, man. You got to re-sign him. He's the heart and soul of the team. What the hell are you doing? I'm not happy with Dombrowski because, he brought in Max Kepler, whatever. And he's turned out to be okay. Jesus Luzardo, he seems like he's okay. But I don't know. I just think Dombrowski could have did more to make the Phillies more competitive. kind of get them over the hump for a world championship while the window is still open. I I don't know, I'm just not thrilled with Dave Dombrowski like I used to be, you know? The bromance has ended. But anyway, long way to go in the season. Not even up to Memorial Day. Usually Memorial Day is kind of a good benchmark as to where your baseball team is. And then 4th of July is another good benchmark to how your team is doing before you hit the stretch run. And you got the trade deadline at the end of July. So let's see. Let's see what happens, right? I'm willing to give the Phillies the benefit of the doubt. I mean, even this series, they're running into a really hot Redbird team. So, hopefully they come back and win the next 2 games. If they don't, they're playing a really hot St. Louis team. So that's that, huh? I think I'll be back on Thursday. We're going to talk about the Eagles' schedule. How's that sound? We're going to have the schedule, every single freaking game, who they're playing, when they're playing, and let's go over the schedule on Thursday, you and I together, okay? I mean, that's what all these podcasts are going to be doing, no matter what city you're in. They're going to be going over the football schedule. Well, it's baseball season, but we're going to be talking about the NFL. That's the way it is. So we'll do the same thing. We'll have the Eagles schedule here. We'll talk about game by game. We'll go down all the games. And we'll see if we could pick out the winners and the losers. And we'll go from there, right? So it'll be fun. But at least we know right now, on May the 13th, we know the stinking rotten Dallas Cowboys come into the league on September the 4th to get their asses kicked. Okay? There you go. I mean, it could be a really terrible, terrible night for Dallas. Can you imagine coming in and having to sit there and watch your heated rival raise the championship banner, the thing that you've been lusting after, craving after, thirsting after for so long? And your heated rival is raising the banner there. Oh, right. Oh. Hey, by the way, I gotta say before I go, did you hear about this? The crocodile hunter's daughter, huh? You remember the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin? Crikey. Oh, amazing. He used to wrestle with crocodiles and stuff. His daughter, Bindi, had an emergency appendix operation. Her appendix was removed. It burst. Now that could kill you. Yeah, and all that poison got through your system. So they showed her in the hospital. Just came out of surgery. She's there in bed, all hooked up with stuff. And I'm sending out my best wishes. I hope she feels better really soon. Because that crocodile hunter's family, they seem like they're nice people, they're running the Australian Zoo now after Steve died. And the son, Robert, is doing a good job down there. And these kids have really gone on to great things in their lives. I think their father would have been proud of them. So it's a shame to hear that Bindi Irvin is sick, but hopefully she's going to feel better again really soon. So best wishes out there, Bindi Irvin. So, all right, everybody, we'll be back on Thursday, hopefully, Lord willing, and we'll talk Eagles. And who knows? Who knows what else we'll talk about, right? Everybody have a great day. Peace and love to you. See you on Thursday. Take care of yourselves. Bye.